Just don't know how anyone could deny that this car is amazing. This car is so much fun. What is up, everybody? It's F80 Trevor here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Look, guys, I feel like we got something to talk about. I've been thinking about it a lot, or I've just been seeing a lot of shit to make me think about it. It's kind of crazy. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about buying an F80, you definitely should. I just passed my dad. He just saw me do that. My dad texted me, said better slow down. I wasn't going too fast. There's just been some crazy stuff going on with the F8X market. I know a lot of people are trying to get into these cars right now, which I don't blame you. It's a great car. They're pretty freaking amazing. I still love mine. Getting into the F8X market right now, you know, we had a little bit of time there where you could really get into one of these cars for pretty cheap, especially an F82 M4. There is no in-between with the market right now. These cars are either kind of high or very low, so it kind of makes for a weird point in the market. I think that a lot of the high mileage cars that have been clapped out, 5 to 10 owner cars, are definitely going for pretty cheap. But there's still a place where these cars are kind of expensive. You know, if you're talking about individual colors or even like a CS or a GTS, like those cars are still kind of high. I think F8X owners have just decided, like, I don't like the market low anymore. Let's just ask kind of ridiculous amounts for these cars. Yeah, the market is so weird. Say you get 2015 F82 M4 with 75,000 miles. You pay $32,000 for the car. Just say you find a deal like that. There's some guy who's going to go buy a 2020 M4 Heritage Edition with 17,000 miles, and he's going to pay $67,000. You guys technically have the same car. That's just kind of an example of how weird the market is right now. Whether you're paying $30,000 or you're paying $60,000, you are going to have an M4. Now's the time to really get an M4. Like, now's the time to get one of those. Really do what you want to do to it. It's kind of exciting to me to be able to get something kind of cheap like that and do what you want with it. That's kind of what I've done with this car, even though I kind of got whenever I bought this car. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. The market was so high whenever I bought this car. It's unbelievable. It was in the middle of COVID, and I'll just go ahead and break down what I did. This car had 62,000 miles on it whenever I bought it. It's a 2017. It's an F80 M3. It's pretty highly optioned. I would say the only option that this car didn't have is it didn't have the upgraded headlights, which they didn't make icons till what, 18. It didn't have it had the worst headlights on it. That, and it's not a competition. Those are really the only two options that I don't have with this car. This car was listed at $51,000 in 2021, which was whenever I got it. So 2017, listed at $51,000 in 2021 with 62,000 miles. I paid $50,000 for this car. They gave me $1,000 off. You know, congrats to me. They gave me $1,000 off. I put $5,000 down on this car, and so pretty much financed $45,000. And that's just me being honest. I'm not some big baller, high roller. I'm not buying these cars cash, and even if I could, I don't think I would, because I don't never know whenever I'm going to keep one of these cars forever. So if I would have waited till, not necessarily now, but probably about early last year, whenever the market was insane on these cars, I probably would have had a really low mileage individual, or maybe even a CS or something. If I would have waited, I would have definitely paid like 10 more grand or 15 more grand for a CS or something like that. But you know what? You live and you learn. This car just so happens to be great now because I've done so much to this car that I love it. I love this car. This is my car. You can hear a lot of squeaking and shit going on. This car needs new suspension really bad. I feel like mine is shot because this car has been lowered pretty much its whole life. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. This car needs some attention right now. You're wanting me to tell you whether you should buy one of these cars right now. And let me be honest with you. I don't know if the market is gonna get as low as it once did. I don't think so. The way that you've seen like the huge spike in the E9X market, so like an E92 or an E90 M3, I don't know if we're gonna see a spike like that with these cars, but I do know, I think we saw the lowest of the low that you will ever pay for one of these cars. I don't think you're gonna see too many decent cars reaching into the $20,000 range. Like, I know some of the M4s that are high mileage, you know, kind of clapped out. A lot of those were like reaching into the $20,000, like mid-20s, which is insane. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of shit. If that's what you can afford, like that's your chance to afford getting into one of these cars. And if you do the right thing with it, if you fix it, pay attention to the maintenance and do everything you need to do, I don't think there's a better car out there anywhere that you can get for that kind of money. I really don't. You know, should you buy one of these right now? Look, if you're really on the fence, I don't know. But if you really, really, really want one of these cars, I think you should get one now. I really do. I think you should get one now because I don't think they're getting any cheaper. I really don't. I think that people are realizing kind of how legendary these cars are. There's a reason why they're one of the favorites right now. They're just great. They're a great car to own. I don't know where it comes from, people saying these cars are unreliable, but they're not really unreliable. They're pretty fucking great. Go get one. Go get one now. Go buy one of these cars now. I mean, just listen at this thing, man. This car always puts a smile on my face. This car always puts a smile on my face. Especially now that I don't drive it as much as I used to. It's such a pleasure to take this car out. Every time I get a chance, it's like I get reminded of why I bought this car. It's a pretty serious car. I know a lot of people like to build the shit out of these cars, put a single turbo on it, build big boost, do whatever. You know, that's up to you, but I really like this car at like 500 horsepower. I mean, it pulls like a freight train. Like it's a good feeling car. It feels usable. It just, I don't know. That's just how I like my car. I don't need all that. I thought about like going single turbo. It's really modifying this car as much as I can for YouTube purposes, but I don't think I can do that. I think the best thing for me to do would be to save up to get another car to just kind of build like that. This one, I believe I'm, going to do definitely some more things to it. I definitely want to change up the wheel and tire setup. I'm kind of actually sick and tired of these 20-inch wheels. This car just rides so rough, especially on these crappy roads back here. I've had a lot of cars to this point. I've had a lot of BMWs. I have this BMW and I have a Porsche. This is still my favorite car I've ever owned out of all my cars. I've had other M cars. I love this car more than life itself. There's no denying that it's a weird market. It's like the lowest and the highest. I guess it's up to you to decide. I would pay $32,000 for this M4 with 86,000 miles on it, or I would pay $64,000 for this M4 CS with 12,000 miles on it. I mean, I guess that's just kind of where it's at. You can get like a really insane car, or you can get, something that's been more used, and it just depends on what your budget really is. Budget friendly is, I guess, what we're looking for. I would say that my budget at the time was a little bit higher for one of these cars. It's just a shame that my higher budget kind of got me a more basic car, a more used car than it would right now. So, I mean, I guess, that's just life. You live and you learn from shit like that. It ain't easy being dope. Sometimes you gotta spend a little bit of money. Sometimes you can be dope for cheaper. It ain't easy though. Either way, I just don't know how anyone could deny that this car is amazing. This car is so much fun. These cars just fucking move, man. They just go. Honestly, I guess the conclusion that I'm going to come to on this video is now is a good time to buy one of these cars if you're looking to get the best deal. I mean, it still is. It's still a great time to buy one of these cars. I don't think that there's going to be a greater time in the future. There was in the past. If you ain't bought one, you already missed that. So I think that you can either, like I said, you can buy one that is a head turner spec, the one that, people will stop and stare at. It shows will cost you more money, will be a cleaner car, a nicer car, a more rare car. You can do that route too, but at the same time, if you're trying to get the best deal that you can get, or the cheapest car that you can get, the cheapest M3 or M4 that you can get, you can kind of, find that right now. It's not a bad time to do that. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.